Okay, thanks everybody who joined us for the product training. We're going to jump in. We're going to jump in right now and get to some of your questions about the business, building a doTERRA business. Now, a lot of times we've had some content prepared for you, but I thought it would be really fun for those of you who are on to do more Q&A and kind of really get into the nuts and bolts of the things that you guys are needing help with and needing some clarification with. So we're going to keep the chat box open and keep that live. And, you know, I want to know right now, what has been your biggest business success this week? And where are you feeling stuck? So type that right now. I'm going to go to that and read it. And another thing that I'm going to do right as you guys are typing away is going to give you some tips on surviving summer. Because especially if you have kids, everything is turned upside down a little bit if you're not a homeschooling mom, right? Everything's turned down. I've got 5 kids at home that I've got to keep busy. My business doesn't necessarily sleep. It's still going, and I still have big business goals that I'm making even today. And then, you know, you're still trying to manage a house for most of us, right? It's not like we have full-time maids. Maybe some of you do, which sounds luxurious, but I've got to make sure that kids get fed and toilets get cleaned and laundry gets put away. And so I wanted to kind of give you guys a process that I use to help organize the chaos. And whenever you're going, you know, moving through chaos or moving through change in your life, you have to learn how to quickly manage that chaos, bring it to order, and so that you can actually move forward in your life. Because if you don't, and if you're just doggy paddling your way through life, you're going to get tired and burnt out, and you're not really going to get anywhere. And you're going to really, you know, have a confidence dive, and you're going to consider, oh, maybe I'll just quit because I'm so overwhelmed, or, you know, or you have weird thoughts like maybe I'm just a bad mom or a bad business leader, and you're struggling with mom guilt, whatever it is. I just want to teach you my process so that you guys can get super clear and charged up for the summer. So here's a couple things that I want to give to you. And we couldn't get our Facebook Live to work this morning, so we're going to have to repost. But for those of you who are listening to the recording, I'm glad that you guys are here. So let's talk really quickly about, I call it the 5 Ds. And if you have notes, you can take them out and you can start writing these down. Whenever you're, again, in transition, the first D you're going to write down is I've got to dump. I've got to dump everything that's on my brain out. Number 2 is delegate. Number 3 is delete. Number 4 is do. And number 5 is done. Okay? And then you can add a 6th step, which is, you know, rinse and repeat. Do it again. Whenever you have, you know, frustrations or hangups, or your brain is feeling overloaded with the tasks that are rolling around in it, sit down and go, okay, I'm going to do a complete dump of everything that is on my mind. Because if you don't write it all down, your brain, who wants to work so hard for you, will keep reminding you until you actually do it. And I have found, especially female brains, I don't know, maybe males work this way too, but you're going through the day and maybe you're doing the dishes, and then you go, oh my gosh, I forgot to turn this assignment in for my kid. You know, I'm supposed to register him for a soccer camp. So you drop the dishes and you go do that. And then while you're doing that, you go, oh my goodness, I forgot to rotate the laundry. So you stop doing that, then you go rotate the laundry, and then you go, oh no, I forgot to follow up on that phone call. So you're basically just running in circles and getting everything like a little bit done. So you're going to be nice to your brain, and you're just going to say, brain, what's on your mind? Let's get it all out so we can analyze it. And honestly, just do that dump, right? Everything that you can think of that is taking up energetic space in your brain. So again, I just had my list today. It was like, okay, I've got to put away my laundry. I've got to follow up with this business consult. I've got to schedule out, you know, the next summer activities for my kids. I've got to make my work pages. So I'm basically just scheduling it all out. The other thing that I like to do is get really clear on who I'm going to be and who I'm not going to be. And when I say that, I'm referring to my stewardships or my responsibilities. So what responsibilities or stewardships do I want to put on right now, and which ones can wait for later? And so when I talk about those stewardships, what comes to mind for me is I want to be a wise steward in my home. For instance, I'm the home manager. I want to be a wise mother, and I want to parent my children well. I want to keep my marriage intact and nurtured. My connection to God, if you know me, that's really important. I also want to, again, manage a presidential diamond team and solidify that team. And then my other thing that I do is I run a coaching practice. I run a coaching business. And so, you really got to get clear on everything that you want to do and what you don't want to do. And there's opportunities always coming at us, right? I just had an opportunity yesterday that came at me, and it sounded wonderful. But as I really contemplated, what do I want to do and what do I not want to do? I had to let some of those things go, right? So get really clear on what you want and what you don't want. And then when you're brain dumping, you can actually brain dump in categories. So I'm a home manager. So what are all the things that I need to do to manage a home well? And write down those things that are eating you up, like that junk drawer. It's not organized. Like, write that down. Man, I have, 5 bills to catch up on, or there's a debt that I want to clear up, or, my weeds in my front yard are just driving me crazy. Like, write down everything that is consuming space in your brain. Then move over to your doTERRA business or whatever it is. Like, get all that out there. What in your doTERRA business have you left untucked? Have you left unfinished? It's like, gosh, I sent samples to this person and I never followed up, or I really want to, go through my structure and do some structure cleanup, or maybe it's the monthly promo just came out, and have I told people about it? Maybe I want to spend some time texting, personalized texting, 15 of my customers and let them know about the monthly promo, right? So write down everything that you can think of and start to really look at that. And then I ask myself 2 questions. Okay, after I've dumped this out, can I delete it? Is it necessary for me to do, or can I delegate it? So is it something that someone else can help me with? So for instance, this morning, we've had lots of company. The house is a total disaster, for real. Like, if you want to see my house or spew downstairs. So I could spend an hour doing that, or I could get in my office and actually work and talk to my older sons and say, hey guys, could you guys spend a half an hour working together with all these little people and organize it? And they took it on. They're like, sure, Mom, no problem, we'll do it. And they got it done. So what can be delegated? How can we teach leadership that's coming with every single problem that they can probably find through customer service or online? If you're in that mode of doing everything for everybody, you're not. If you want to achieve higher ranks in doTERRA, you have got to guide them to their own answers. You've got to teach leadership. So really look at all the things that you're doing and really ask yourself, is this something that I should be doing? Or is this something that I can invite someone else to do appropriately, right? We're not going to take advantage of people, but can I invite someone else to step into this leadership role? And can I demonstrate what they need to do, instruct them to do it, and invite them to do it? So really think about that. Then you've got to just decide, what am I going to do? This is a really important question. And when I started my business, I felt like I was in a rat race all the time. And one of the reasons why, it was because I was doing things out of order. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about prioritizing. There was a great book by Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog, and it changed my life. Because, in place, then I'll get the big thing done. And then it was 9 o'clock at night and I still hadn't gotten the big thing that would have really moved my business forward done. And I had to learn how to reverse that. And Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog, actually comes from a quote from I think it was Mark Twain, who said, if you have to eat a frog, do it first thing in the morning. And if you have to eat 2, then eat the ugly one first. So going back to your doTERRA business, Maybe you have fears about calling people, and maybe it's more tempting to make 50 flyers. Like, think about, as you're looking at that list, what is the one thing that's going to really move my business forward? In my house, what is the one thing that's really going to move this house forward? With my kids or my spouse, or, you know, whatever it is. Maybe you really need to get exercising, right? What is it for your self-care that you need to do that will really make the difference? Really think about that thoroughly and do it as quickly as you can. Eat that frog. Get it done. And I promise, as you keep your to-do list smaller and you do the things that will make the biggest impact, everything will start to move forward. And for those of you who are feeling stuck, that's partly why, is because you're operating in chaos and you're overwhelmed. And they say an overwhelmed mind does nothing. So start organizing that chaos, writing it out, and committing to getting things done, right? Even if you're uncomfortable. I will tell you, I would not be Presidential Diamond if I wasn't willing to eat the frogs and do the hard stuff and to get uncomfortable and do whatever it takes to get to that goal. You guys can do it too. So let's hear some of your feedback right now. Tell me what you thought of that, and then we're going to switch gears a little bit and get into the nitty-gritties of building a doTERRA business and the 3 focuses that I always have in my radar so that I'm moving my business and my team forward. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of comments here. What was the one thing that you guys got out of what I said today? What was your biggest takeaway? What do you want to go implement right now? Let's see what you guys are saying, and then I'm going to read some of your comments too. Okay, Donna Stafford, she's kind of telling me more about where she is in her business. She says, I'm stuck. Incentivizing, reviving momentum with my leaders, getting them ranking so they can have success again. Okay, Donna, I'm actually going to refer you to a really great podcast by Brendan Burchard. And he actually does a podcast about how to motivate unmotivated people. I will tell you, one of the most powerful ways that I have gotten myself unstuck when I'm feeling stuck is, one, I really work on my power up morning. I really do. I get my music going, I get my oils on, I take a big walk, and I start unstucking me, right? Because it's hard to motivate other people when you're not moving. The other thing that I focus on to get unstuck is I get back into recruiting. I start talking to people. I start hosting my own classes. I don't rely on my leaders actually to do anything. Because I can't necessarily control their actions. However, I have found that when I'm excited about what I'm doing, when I'm seeing miracles, when I'm recruiting new leaders and I'm communicating that with them, my energy is different. And it actually is more inspiring to them than asking them every single month, hey, what are your goals and how many classes are you teaching? Like that's not motivating. So if you want to inspire a team, you first work on being inspired. Get inspired yourself, get moving, and get into action. I find that taking massive action seriously is one of the best remedies to get unstuck. And so again, personally, I start on a physical level. And it's been awesome. I'm actually doing my first triathlon, which has been scary. So my son and I are doing a triathlon in 2 weeks. And I find that training for that and overcoming my fears and seeing my body get stronger, just moving my physical body with my oils, bam, I'm like, I'm on fire. I can do it. I got my playlist going on every single morning. I've got my 5 songs that I listen to regularly, and I'm charged, right? And I'm in creation mode. So get back into creation mode, Donna. You get your power walks on, you get moving, and you go make magic happen. And you tell your leaders how much fun authentically you're having in your business. And it will inspire them to do stuff. You know, and keep tabs. If your frontline is not super engaged, like make sure that you're tap rooting. Find out who's excited. Find out who wants support. I can guarantee that probably someone in your structure, because I know your structure is a little more mature, could use some love. So go find out who you can serve, who you can help, who you can bring some fresh ideas to. and let's make some magic happen. Keely Lang says, eat the frog, just do the hard things. Don't operate in the overwhelm. I'm getting there and developing habits to help with this. Great job, Keely. Wonderful for that, right? Getting yourself into a routine when you're just dumping that chaos, organizing it, and up-leveling it is huge. The other thing I want you to really think about too is think about where you want to be in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's a practice that I do regularly, really pondering, where do I want to be in my business in 60 days? And I was talking to one of my frontline leaders, Stephanie Hill, about this. And you know, she had this realization. She goes, I want to be here, but I'm not doing what I did in the beginning. She says, I keep talking to my team, but I'm not doing what brought me my team in the first place. And so it was really fun to say, okay, legitimately, if you wanted to rank advance, what would you do differently? And again, it comes down to really pondering, where do I want to be in my business? Creating the strategy behind it. So looking at your team, where are your holes? Who needs love? Where do classes need to be? Where does recruiting need to happen? Where does customer love and support need to happen? And then really, you know, creating that strategy and then bam, hitting it hard is really, really great. I was also going to say just one other comment as you are pondering your business right now over the summer months. Some of you have, you know, time. Some of you have more time than others, right? Some of you are working another job. I always try to think, okay, again, what's the deposit that I need to make? Even me and my business, I mean, I got comfortable for a while. We had a great income, but now I'm looking forward saying, well, where do I want to be in 5 years? So I don't want to be where I am. I want to progress. I always have to look at three, I call it like the three missions that I have for my doTERRA business. And again, this is a different topic I want to take you on, but I just want you to ponder this as you're moving forward. And leverage, for those of you who are newer, leverage your upline. Tap into what they're already doing. Tap into what I'm already doing. You can tap into all of that. It's free for you. It's basically, I think there's like minimal fee required to participate in any of the programs, but everything is designed to help you manage 3 areas of your business. The first area of your business is your prospecting. It's your recruiting, right? We want to bring new people into our team. Think of how many people in the world don't have essential oils. They don't know what you have. You guys, like, they're hurting, right? They're struggling. They're not sleeping at night. And think of all the people that need what you have. How do you get to them? How do you refine your avatar? How do you show up so they can easily find you? You know, what are you doing on a consistent basis to find new people? You know, and I find that it just takes one person to open up an entire new network for you. I just met a new builder that I brought on. Her name is Lindsay. She's Chinese and she's here in the US. And I sat down with her yesterday. She's ready to launch. And I said, okay, who do you want to share with? And she had a whole list of Chinese people in the US and in Holland and in China that she said, could we share with them? And here's her list of 10 to 20 people. And all I had to do was introduce one person, you know, to essential oils. So again, hitting new markets and opening up new opportunities for you doesn't have to be that hard. It's one person who knows other people, right, to open that up. So what are you doing to prospect and open up those more opportunities for yourself? The next thing is, what are we doing to nurture our existing teams? You know, if we think about bringing on more people when we're really not caring for our teams really well, we might want to take a step back and say, okay, before I get into massive recruiting mode, I really need to nurture my existing team. So how do you nurture your customers? You're welcome to plug them into oil camps. You know, you're welcome to plug them into a lot of the Facebook groups that we have, but really think about, what is my personal method of ensuring that a newbie on my team has some type of funnel that they go through so that they can become a confident oil user. And one thing that I noticed, because I just signed on a new builder, I noticed, you know, yesterday, she signed up 2 weeks ago. We had our first consult. She still didn't know how to use her oils. You know, I taught her a class, but I actually had to walk her through how to make a roller bottle, how to make a spray, how to use every single oil, how to use your TerraZyme, and really baby step her through all of those things so she could feel more confident in using them and sharing them. So if you look at your existing teams and the people that you signed up, I bet you can go through your organization and just ask the question, is this person a confident essential oil user? Do they really know how to powerfully use the product? Because I can guarantee that if they did, you know, they would be ordering every month. They would be on LRP faithfully. So going through your structure, maybe that's your frog, going through your structure and looking at every single person and just asking the question. This isn't even about making more money. This is about stewardship. This is about, I brought this person on, I invited them into this incredible world. Let me make sure they know how to use every product and that they're powerfully getting the results that our essential oils and our other products can provide. If you do that, awesome. Then the third mission that I have is, how do we reactivate people that have dropped out, who haven't ordered in a while, who are, right, who have lost interest? How do we capture their attention? And sometimes it's as easy as just making a connection, sending them a little text message. Hey, I've been thinking about you. How's your essential oil use? So you have any problems? Someone actually had a great question. She said, she basically called them and said, you know, hey, I was just thinking about you. I hope that you're loving your essential oils. I had you on my mind. I just wanted to make sure you knew how to use the oils. Is there any oil in your kit that you haven't used yet? Because I'd love to give you a few ideas. So think about, you know, what am I doing to reactivate those who honestly already bought from you? Those are actually easier sells than finding a brand new person and trying to teach a brand new person all about oils. So think about those three missions in your business. What's your plan? What is your upline doing? What can you plug into? And can you actually make a deposit in each of those areas every day to move that forward? You know, so it can be as easy as, I'm going to prospect 2 new people. I'm going to follow up and do wellness consults or business consults to help my existing people. And maybe I'm going to call 2 people and let them know about the 200 PV monthly promo we've got going on. And just educate them on those oils and see how their oil use is going. It can be as easy as that. I just wanted to give you a couple ideas on how to manage the mayhem that could be happening in your home right now, so that you can have a thriving home and a thriving business and a thriving mind and sleep well with that peace oil tonight. All right, hope that helped you guys. It was so fun being with you. We'll repost this. We still have a few technical difficulties we got to work out. We weren't able to do the Facebook Live today, but we will repost this, and we will see you guys soon. I'll stay on for about 5 minutes to do some Q&A with you guys, and then I'll jump off. So what questions do you have that we did not cover yet? And if you guys are good, we'll jump off, but I'll stay on just for a little while longer, because it's not every day that I get to spend time with you guys. All right, it looks like everybody's doing great. Thanks for joining. You guys have a wonderful day, and use those oils. Love you guys. Bye.